Ready?
Yes.
What's your name?
Hi, I'm Mike Agnes.
And what deck are you using?
Artifact Heroes.
And how you do at your local?
I just went 5-0 and then 4-0 the week before.
Alright, let's see.
Solid.
Alright, let's see.
Alright, so...
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Right, 3 Shadow Mist. The hero, the new hero, great. 2 Summoner Monk to bring them out.
Speak louder if you can.
Speak louder? Okay.
Yeah, because we can.
And then we have, for other heroes, we have a Neo Alias and a Bubble Man. And this is all the stuff I run for heroes. No Tin Goldfish, no Goblin Bird.
Why?
Inconsistency. You'll draw multiple monsters and it'll just be bad. So this is the only hero engine that's here in this deck right now. For the artifact stuff, you have Moral Attack, 2 Regal Attacks, and a Scythe. And then the newest card that's going to be really good is Artifact Lancia.
Why is this good?
Because he destroys Necrons. During your opponent's turn, you contribute him, and then they can't banish cards. So he stops Trishula, he stops other ritual spells from bringing stuff back, and he's just really solid. So he also special summons himself when he's destroyed, so you can make rank 5s and stuff. So it's pretty solid.
Do you play against any Necrof today and put that guy in work?
Yeah, I played against a Necrof, I 2-0'd it. It was solid, but the last monster to round out is Blackluster Soldier, since you have access to literally everything light and dark. He's just better than Miracle Fusion, so that's the monsters. For your spell and traps, you have 3 Artifact Ignition, 3 Mass Change, and 3 Hero Lives. This is just the +1 to get that, and this just combos with the Artifact guys to make, if you don't draw Hero Lives, to just make the deck actually work. So that's those. Then it's just 1 Mystical, 1 Snatch Steal, 1 Book of Moon, 1 Mass Charge, and a Regeki, which is pretty standard cards. For the traps, 3 Sanctum. Yeah, it's just, this is a better way of protecting Darklaw than other decks, because you have the capability to bring out Moral Attack or Scythe, which sometimes Scythe is just killer. 3 Call the Haunted, because it lets you bring back Shadow Mist and Artifact monsters, so it's never really dead. And because of that, you also run 2 Oasis, and this makes your deck really consistent once you get to either 1 Artifact monster or 1 Shadow Mist. Also, there's 3 Vanity now, which is really good versus Necklaw. You can also, if you open up Summoner Monk and Vanities, you have a Key Beetle with Vanities, which is a lock, pretty much. And then 1 Divine Wrath, because Darklaw's not big enough to attack over most things. So like if they activate, say, a Trishula effect, you kill the Trishula with it. And you always have a card in hand because Shadow Mist adds 1. So that's a solid card. And that's the main deck. For the extra, you have Blade Armor Ninja and Excalibur, so you can randomly OTK people with Bubble Man. You got Cowboy, Castel, Dark Rebellion, Ragnar Zero, Excite on Night, and Key Beetle. We'll round up the rank 4s. It's just the generic guys. For your 5, you have the Blades, because it's really solid against everything.
Can you tell me about the Keto couple?
Yeah, all you have to do is open up Summoner Monk and any spell with Vanity's Emptiness, and you open up Key Beetle with an Indestructible Vanities, and then you still gain a card off of it, because when you special summon the Shadow Mist, you add a Mass Change, and then when the Shadow Mist goes to the graveyard on the next turn, you can add a hero. So you don't lose anything, and you create a pretty tough board to get around, for someone to get around like that. So it's fairly strong.
Which any of this that you bring on the most?
The guy I don't really exceed much, honestly. Because I only run 1 Bubble Man, so it's hard to get 2 guys out there. Because whenever I Summoner Monk, if I just leave it on the field, it'll just gain a +1 every turn, so they have to kill it. So it doesn't really last. I guess I want to say Excite on Night comes out the most. So, yeah, I don't really exceed much. Palladi's probably a lot more than anybody else, just because the artifacts can combo out to him. And then he just controls the field by himself. So, that's those guys. And then for the fusions, it's 3 Dark Claw, 2 Koga, and an Acid.
Why 2 of those? How often do you bring out? Just 1, right? Rarely, because you only run 1 new alias.
You can get it back with Mass Charge. You can Mass change a Koga into a Koga and stuff like that. I really should be running 2 Acid, but I don't have one. It's just...
So what would you take out for the second one?
Acid? A Koga.
Okay.
I just flip these 2.
Okay.
But it hasn't really been a problem yet. I haven't wanted a second Acid. I haven't wanted a second Koga. It's just Acid has more utility. And Koga gets over towers, too, so that helps. So, yeah.
So, what else the side deck? You don't want to... So
the side deck needs a lot of work still.
Okay.
But, like... Just like it's regular stuff like breakthrough skills and kaikus right now, and just haven't really put much thought into it. So.
Right. So if you was to go to like a bigger event, what would you modify your deck?
What would
take out
modify?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like the deck's solid is the way it is. Maybe I'd put a Lancia into the side deck, or put in something more useful. But sometimes if you have 2 in the game 1 versus Necklath, it sometimes means the game. So. Just Lancia has been really key versus that deck.
So right now the build is solid. You would not fix anything.
Yeah, it's working out perfectly. Yeah.
All right. So tell me this: will you say that this build is much better than the original hero build?
I think that this build is incredible compared to the other hero builds because it has more sustaining power. Like if you don't open a Dark Claw in the other deck, it's just a bunch of cards that do nothing. Like a bunch of destroy effects that just don't do anything by themselves. But here, if you don't have a Dark Claw, you can have an artifact engine, and then you just keep bringing back Moral Talk with your Call to Haunted that, you know, some people playing the other hero decks are just dead unless you have a Shadow Mist. So, like, you depend solely on that one card, Shadow Mist, in the other versions. In this, you can just summon an artifact monster, protect yourself till you get to it, and you'll be fine. So...
Okay.
Like I've won more games on the back of artifact cards than Dark Claw a lot of times because they worry about Dark Claw so much.
Right. So pretty much the artifact engine helps you get over big monsters.
Yeah, exactly. It takes care of any problem that Dark Claw has, and as soon as you draw 1 Sanctum, your Call to Haunted and Oasis is just monster destruction cards. Because you're just always going to go for Moral Attack as the first one. And he usually stays around. If they try and banish him, you usually have like a Lancia around or something if you don't have a Dark Claw. And it just... all you need is 1 Moral Attack.
Right. What is your good and worst matchup?
My worst matchup is probably Shadows.
Why?
Why? Because they just bring out Construct for free. They can just play a Shadow Fusion when I have a Dark Claw, and it's a 1-card 2800 meter. Like they don't have to. There's no. It's a single card.
Right.
So it's just fairly annoying. You have to have other cards to beat it.
Okay.
And they can just set monsters like Squamata and Dragon and kill Dark Claw, and they don't really do anything. You know, like Mathematician's a +1 if they go first. Like they have a lot of more staying power than the other decks against Dark Claw.
Too.
Well, Danko's not really that big of a problem a lot of the time. Like you just attack over it with Neo Alias a lot of the time.
But if you don't, but you only want 1 of him. So
yeah, but he's searchable by Darkness.
Okay.
So like if they ever play Danko, you just search it out, attack over it, then all your cards are live again. So it's a 1-turn thing, but it's a little annoying. It's not like it's game breaking by any means.
Right. Well, Shadow is not very popular anymore, so you will not afraid of play against that deck. But let's talk about the top 4 decks that people are using right now, like Burning Bears, Kolov, Starry Night, and Necklath.
This deck's worst matchup is probably Necklath, just like every other deck. But lot. Like,
Why? Like,
because the deck is just so consistent.
it's consistent, but but you have side decks that can stop
Yeah,
there. But
yeah.
one of the main deck, you have like Divine Wrath. You have Dark Law that can.
Yeah, a lot of cards are annoying to the deck, but they don't actually stop it. Like the match becomes a lot better game 2 because you get Kaikus and stuff.
Right.
And whatever other cards are good, I haven't really looked into it. But you just, like, every other deck just loses to Dark Law right now. Like, if you can protect that Dark Law and keep it around, then it just loses to it. So, yeah, you don't really have that much of a problem with anything else.
So, like, what's the ratio? Is it like 60-40 or like
I haven't tested it enough, but I know that I'm scared every time I play the match. I don't want to...
I mean, you did play one knockoff today.
Yeah, and I mean, I had control of the match like the whole time, but it's still like you're scared that they're just going to Trishula you, you know, and then your Dark Law dies and stuff like that. But like he never got a chance to actually use Trishula. I kind of played around the card a lot.
Okay.
The good thing about the deck is your monsters are mostly artifacts, so you can just set them in your back row and they can't Trishula you.
Right.
So that helps a lot.
Okay.
Brionic's a problem because it just kills, it auto kills Dark Law. Its effect. So it's just annoying. It's the only deck that actually has an out to Dark Law that's fairly easy to bring out. You know, besides Shadow.
What about your good matchups?
Good matchup. Stellar Knights and Coforts are just very easy because you have all the artifact cards to destroy their scouts. And then against Stellar Knight, every turn they have to search. So Dark Law just eats that.
Right.
And yeah.
What about like Burning Abyss?
Burning Abyss, it's fairly neutral. Like
50-50?
They can't fire like you while Dark Law's out, so that helps a lot. And then you also have Scythe in your main deck to stop them for a turn or two. And then you just blow them out once they have 2 guys on the board. Because if they're running the enemy controller version where they just don't have any plays, it's pretty good. Like, you just beat them. But if they have, like, Wing Blast and stuff, they can get rid of Dark Law easier. That's all. Like, if Dark Law stays on the board against them, you just win.
What do you feel about the heroes that represent at the YCS this weekend? How is there anything that top? Is there any hero deck that top?
No, there's no hero decks at top. I just think they're bad. Like, their bad matchups are really bad, and their good matchups are just okay.
Do you think they will ever be good again? Or?
If people learn how to use artifacts, I think they'll be good. Like, it fixed every problem I had with the deck.
Right.
So.
Do you think Shredder will ever come back?
No, they hate that guy. I love him, but they'll never bring him back.
I don't know. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about the deck, or a shout out to anybody that you know of?
Not right now. I mean, dang, thanks, buddy.
Oh, by the way, who gave you the idea of running artifacts in your hero build? That's my last question.
I did. Honestly, I was bored. I didn't like the way the hero deck performed the week before. So the day of, I'm just like, well, screw it, I'll just run artifacts.
But what artifacts? What can you?
Why? Because I had them.
Oh.
Like I just.
So
I
that's your reason why to run the deck, because you have.
No, because I wanted to do something fun, and playing on your opponent's turn is much more fun than playing on your turn.
Okay.
So it becomes an interactive match, and a lot of times you'll get them to play into your hands, and for me that's fun to do, to outplay someone. So I had the cards, I got them right before they got banned, ran them as the last hurrah in Shadows, and then all of a sudden I just have all these cards sitting around that don't do anything. I'm like, screw it, let's just try it out. And apparently Moral Talk works really good with Call of Haunted, so...
It is.
Yeah. So now Shadow Mist has a partner in crime.
Right. But if you was to run a new deck, what top tier decks will you use?
Necroth.
Why?
It's the best deck.
Of the format.
Yes.
Right now, right? Until it get hit.
Even when it gets hit, it'll be the best.
Oh yeah? You think so?
Its consistency is incredible. So,
yeah. I guess this is Matrix, and I'm signing out. Bye.